Jai Radha Madhava Punjabi Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Vardhana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Punjabi Jai Radha Madhava Punjabi Jana Vallabha Giri Vardhana Should I go for extend or you are using one?
You want to go for extend.
Huh?
Yeah, you should go for extend.
Extend one.
You have the PowerPoint open already?
Not even closing. It's closing. No, it's not coming. Still.
You have there's a problem yesterday. You have
I don't see this one.
You want to put that on the screen? You want to put that on the screen?
No, I'm not getting. This is not coming.
So you want this up there?
Yeah.
Oh, so what you can do is you can drag. If you drag from the top.
There used to be say B2 or something.
Let me see something.
Purna Chandrabu.
That's what you want, right?
No.
So you don't want it up there.
It's not going.
You want to duplicate it, right?
I went.
Are you mentioning for the camera? Oh, it's not plugged in.
No, it's not.
Camera.
Camera is not. That's what.
You're talking about camera.
That's what it. Then it should work.
So but that is extended, right? You want to extend it now camera is
Yeah. Jai Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Ủa, phim mấy phim Việt Xuân nhỉ? Có sao ghê à?
So, for example, the BBT is the latest book. As I'm just giving one example, but there is some difference. Chapter 13 is the 5% of devotional service. This book, which is I think a Krishna books, they have chapter 13 as the Mahamantra. and which is totally different chapter. So which one?
Who's
we should-
this?
This is
It's
also,
not BBT.
yeah, this is not BBT, but I think most of the devotees are using that.
Where did they get this book?
Let's see on slide. I can ask such and they have. I don't know where this is the original, but I have original PPT ones. That is the same as this. I'll bring that.
Govinda, Govinda.
So this is the PPT one, but it's an old book. Says here in the trust, in Japan.
Now I am in trouble.
So I don't know.
You're
the
talking about
chapter.
70s publication. This
Huh?
is original 70s
It
publication.
looks like it. So what should we follow?
There was a challenge, and Dravida Prabhu Maharaj, they changed it because when they challenge, I mean, we generally say, Prabhupada, some explanation was like mixing with others. So we straightened that. So we follow this BBC.
So we don't have those books. Like, for example, this chapter whole thing is different.
We follow this Veda basically. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay, but the whole chapter is also different. Meaning, I'm not. Maybe I can find out where it is. The importance of chanting Hare Krishna. Okay. So we can. I don't know what other chapters are different. I can check that quickly.
maybe after this session.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Vidura Prabhu. You are going to present chapter 4 today.
This is a breaking news.
Yes. So prepare yourself. We are going to do now chapter 2. Chapter 2 and 3. Hopefully, we'll be able to finish. If not, if we have time, we'll go to chapter 4. If not, we'll do the next session. Today, we have a 3 session every day.
Oh,
So let us just to inform you. Okay, Prabhus and Mothers, Hare Krishna. Mother Rama Nischala Devidasi sang a very nice song. It was quiet. Hardly anybody heard it, but it was nice. So, so we are going to begin with chapter 2. Should I refresh the chapter 1 and then go to chapter 2 or? Yes. Okay. But I forgot to chant those 4 verses because you will have a test in the weekend. It is not the test for this weekend. It should be whole life. These 4 verses actually compulsory. Everybody has it. Otherwise, Phil Prabhu can resend it. The 4 slokas.
If you guys have that Google Drive folder link, it's gonna be in there, everything.
But they are not high speed like you.
I'll just send it. Yeah,
Their brain goes different way. Your brain is going one shot. My brain goes backward sometimes. Okay, so let us offer our Mangalacharan. Offer your heart at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada in a form of flower, and we'll go all the way to Lord Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Ghenanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadhati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Panchakalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhuvaya Vacha Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Namo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhupaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Namah
Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Kesavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Sattva Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri
Shriya
Advaita
Gadadhara
Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Anyone has everybody found the question answered on text 1? So in the chapter 1, we have discussed about 6 result characteristics of pure bhakti. So pure bhakti, we are going to recite those 4 slokas. I hope you all remember. Let's do it without looking. See. Anna vilasita sunyam gena karmadi anapritam anukullena krishnano shilana bhakti ruttama. What happened this? What is next? Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparayatena nirmalam rishikena sevanam bhakti ruchate. Next. Namadi na bhavet grajyam indriye sevonmukhi jivado swayameva spurati ada. Purnachandra Prabhu, I don't know what. Shabhishayan jataraham upajunjata nirbande Krishna sambande juktam vairagam uchyate.
Duplicate or you want extended?
I don't need just only these to be there.
Okay.
So it's a duplicate.
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you are presenting too. So I have to give you access on this.
How do I access this?
I'm going to give you. I have a controlling power. Oh, you are not there.
Oh, 1 second. It's loading.
You're supposed to say you are initiating cause only. You're not a controller. Soul is initiating cause. Only thing we can do, desire. Yeah, that's it. And two things. Intensity of the desire. If I'm eligible, Krishna will sanction. If he sanction, Maya immediately manifest. No need to worry for. But if it is not, he won't sanction.
Okay, I'm there.
Do you love Krishna or you want to challenge him?
Both.
You mean you like and you dislike both?
Hmm?
Is it possible? I don't think so.
You can challenge it both. Did you make me host?
Yes, I did. You are the co-host. Yeah.
So Mataji is here now.
Doesn't mean trying to get people to say my name correctly.
Sense to me. Yes, department. Just wanted to know if you want to talk or she comes sometime. Yeah. She may be here
Maybe
in
you
half an hour.
have her now.
Yeah, difficult to catch. Yeah, but that's fine. I'm just letting you know.
Sorry, I don't know. What do you think? Whatever you say.
Let's see. I'll see her timing, and then I'll. Okay.
You let me.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, Prabhu's and Mother. So while she's setting up Mother Anna, so characteristics, first chapter, the preface was overview, and then in overview we saw that the whole scripture, whole book is divided into four: Eastern wave, Western wave, Southern wave, Northern wave. And which waves we are reading? Eastern. Eastern wave also divided into four sections. One is Samanna Bhakti. So Samanna Bhakti, that's including introduction. It's talking about what is the actual definition of bhakti. When we perform bhakti, what is the definition? And in that definition, we did discuss that intention and action. And intention was three things, and action was three also. Anukulyana, Krishna, Anushilana. Anukulyana, I'm just giving one brief refresh. Hopefully you all have that. Anukulyana means it has to be favorable. And Krishna means Krishna or his incarnations or spirit devotee. And Anushilanam means cultivation. How do we cultivate in bhakti? Three ways. Through our senses, means body, through our mind and speech. So three way we cultivate. So Anukulyana Krishna Anusilanam. And then action was so that's action. Intention was favorable, but favorable had the two way to look at it, or two parameters. Yes. One was overextended, one was underextended, and we exercised that. Hopefully you remember that sometimes it appears like something is not bhakti, like Mother Joshoda was making Krishna cry because he wants breast milk. But it is pure bhakti because her intention was for Krishna's future, Krishna's ultimate need. Then pleasing Krishna, not necessarily bhakti, because apparently he was pleasing Krishna by punching, but his intention was to kill Krishna, so it is not bhakti. So we discussed that. And then also we talked about intrinsic. So these are intrinsic. And then there is extrinsic. Extrinsic means what is external. What is external covers the bhakti. Jnana, Vairagya, Yoga, etc. They cover bhakti. So in our heart bhakti is, in our pure bhakti exploration, we have to sort it out. What we need, we keep it. What we don't need, we put it in a trash. Back burner, something, not trash. This sounds bad. So that was the introduction. And then the first chapter this morning we did, which one about 6 characteristics. 6 characteristics for who? I appreciate Mother Kaylee's presentation. That you may say that so many people comes to the movement. Are they getting, developing this? Yes, bro.
Sorry. So
Yeah.
now, Rajini,
Hare Krishna.
Haji, there is Rajini Mataji's birthday, so they want to wish blessings from you.
Krishna. Let us do little small blessing for special mother. She's a professor. You are the professor. All right. Would you like to come here? Have a seat. He gave you some special blessing. And have eternal life. That what you want? Everybody please join. Oh my God, Sri Chaitanya Manovishram Sthavitam Dena Bhutare Swayam Rupa Kada Mahiyam Sadajisha Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Bhanditam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahita Krishna Vedana Hey Radha Krishna Padam Sarvana Lalita Sivitarantanscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasharine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Namine Sri Vasavani Devi Dalikaya Kripadaye Krishna Samvata Vijnana Kaine Karove Nama Madhurya Premaya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gauranga Purna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Diyavarine Rupanuga Virdhava Siddhanta Dhanta Harine Namo Gauravishoraya Sakadaya Murtaye Vipralambhara Sambhole Naramvikayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchitananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Supanuga Varayate Gaura Vibhava Bhumestan Vikesha Satyamatya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Nama Panchakalpa Tarubhasya Vipasya Om Namah Jaya Pancharatnatmakam Krishna Bhattarupadru Abhadrajam Bhaktyakam Amari Bhaktashasthikam Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Prayate
Krishna Krishna Shankar Shankar Jai Jai Garbhoda Jai 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 Shishastra Santra Kala Sanitana Namastu He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Govinda Gopika Kanta Jayatam Sarajo Bandhu Asarvasvapanam Putro Radham Mohanam Ibbad Vrindaranga Kalpatrumagar Vigiradya Govinda Devo Sali Anusmarami Simanarasa Saranti Vamsi Vartasika Karsana Venu Sanir Gopi Gopi Nath Siyostunam Tapta Kanchana Goranti Nadir Tapanishkari now I'm going to chant a special prayers for her wonderful future. So I want everybody to pray and bless for her blessings of including what you want to see this mother, what you don't want to see. Like we don't want to see her become mountain. Cannot become flower. There. That she always remain perfect. So ask for negative and positive. Is that okay? Everything clear? And then when we change the 30 button on, come and offer the power on our head, not just okay. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Madhava Madhava Vachi Madhava Madhava Riti Smaranti Shadha Prabhi Sarve Kajesh Madhavam Daptina Govinda Prastina Chutananta Prastina Vasu Dadatu Prastina Harihi Shansana Sutta Anu Bhagavata Dadatu Swasti Shakti Shamangala Kesha Mohana Sri Krishna Satchidananda Ghana Sarves Saresare Dadatu Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Careful with the flower. You should take it home and keep it.
I will do that.
Let it dry and keep it whole life.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. What a blessing. She has been a Krishna devotee from day one.
She is Krishna devotee, not she was.
No, she is Krishna devotee from day one. Yes. If mom brought me, mom brought me as a baby. So.
I would like to hear can tell about her as well as you can tell about.
Please give us a brief for your birthday. Your professor.
Rajini is our daughter. I have a son, and then I was so happy and pleased that I have a daughter too. And she has been such a joy. She's always full of kindness and consideration, and she's always helping people. That's her mission in life. And then we brought her to the Hare Krishna temple. We live in Virginia, but there is a big one in Potomac, Maryland. And that's where we took our son, because my mom told me that you have to find a temple. And then I was lost because I came here when I was 19. And then when my son was born, I didn't know anything. We didn't have anybody, and then we did some research, and there was Hare Krishna temple. And then I took my son when he was a 1 month baby, which is 1975, January. And then, they blessed him and everything. And ever since, we always have been going. And she was born in 1978. And then I took her. She was born in August. I took her in September. And then ever since, they always grew up with Krishna. And then
Haribol.
they both went to the camp, Hare Krishna camp, couple of times, my son and her. And then wherever we go,
So many
we
memories.
travel around to find the Hare Krishna temple. She took me to the Orlando temple.
Yes.
And then the other day, where was that Hare Krishna temple?
We went on the other side of Orlando, the further side. Yeah.
So Krishna has always been blessing us so many ways, like miracle. I can just attest to the fact that he's real and he's in our lives.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can tell about yourself also.
That is okay. So, hello, namaste. Yes, namaste. I'm so happy to be here today and on my birthday, and thank you all so much for the blessing. Krishna is the guiding source in my own life, and so even being part of Hare Krishna temples, even when I was very young as a youth, it really there was so much in terms of spirituality that I found in peace. But also, I really started to develop just a mission as well of social responsibility. So often we would go even into DC to feed people, especially people who did not have access to food. And so there was a part of service that was also, Krishna coming through us to love and to make our world a better place. And that really has been influential in shaping my entire life journey. And so today I'm a professor of social justice education, and all of my work is around justice, educational leadership, but I channel and feel Krishna, the love, compassion, everywhere I go. I've been able to, do so many things, even on our own campus, start a vegetarian society and club where so many students have joined, just teaching about how do we live in loving ways. My work at the national level, I actually am the president for the National Coalition for the Homeless. So I actually work to advocate for housing justice. I'm working right now on several projects as the Equity and Justice Advisor with many federal agencies as well. And it's really interesting being in so many spaces where we don't have a lot of Indian representation, and being in spaces where many are not even familiar, right, with Krishna, and where they'll have universal blessings, but often people will say Amen and they do their prayers. But I'm very quick to say Hare Krishna. And people, what is that? What is that? But I love, there's also a joy. And I think there's a community. One thing that I love about our Hare Krishna temple, no matter where we go, as my mom said, even I have to travel so much for work. Whenever I travel, I make an effort to go find where the Hare Krishna temple is. And it's always such an inclusive space. That is one of the things that I love, that I think Prabhupada really built on, is that we welcome each other. We're a community that supports one another. And that's such a beautiful thing. You don't find that, our world needs more of that. You don't always see that enough. And so I'm so grateful, to Prabhupada, to Hare Krishna for guiding us, and especially to my Amma Abba. So parents, of course, are like God too, right? And so they have poured into me my whole life, raised me, and so many challenges and hardships. We've had a lot of trauma in our own lives, and my own history, even my, Amma Abba's journey has been very, very difficult. And I think faith and, Krishna's love has helped to keep us resilient, helped to keep us looking forward at all of the positive, and helped to even teach us gratitude, right? Being able to be grateful even during times of hardship. And so I just entered this space with such love and deep, deep gratitude. And to be able to be blessed today, what an honor, such a gift that I'm so thankful. So Hare Krishna, thank you all for what you do.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We went to the Hare Krishna temple in Bangalore, and that was so.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you from Andhra?
She's asking where you're from.
We are from Kerala, Tamil Nadu.
Oh, Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu, and our roots are in Kerala, our parents, but then I grew up in Tamil Nadu, in Coimbatore, and I had my education and everything, and my husband was, their parents were in North India, like Karnataka, and then he was in Jabal. And then, I got married when I was 19, so when I came to this country. and then he was still a student. Then we were supposed to go back. Never happened. And we had all our three children there. And then,
You are home.
yeah.
You are at home. This is your home.
Yeah, but we still have, our home means we always.
Yeah, and my dad, I'll just share, my appa, dad, he, when we were from a young age, we both loved cows because of Krishna. And so even as a young age, I was really an advocate to educate folks about not hurting and harming cows, allowing, the power of cows and the joy and the life that cows bring. And so appa always supported me. I even gave my dad some cows that he keeps, stuffed cows that he still has, that I gave him when I was a little girl. And so we would always go into the community, always wear and teach and raise about education around vegetarianism, around making sure that we protect cows. And it's amazing. I mean, I'm so uplifted now, even so many of my students that I work with, how many of them who have grown up here, they've eaten meat their whole life, but now they're all vegetarians and they're learning about compassion. And when we talk about things like justice, how that's so deeply connected. Right? And so it really is a beautiful cows, yes. And then my husband, I met him my freshman year of college at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. And he is white and reddish hair and freckles, so we both will go to the Hare Krishna temple always because there's so many temples we would visit. For him also, that was the space that was so open and inclusive. And he just fell in love with Krishna and he's, pure vegetarian and follows everything. And so at home, it's wonderful. We have 2 kids, and they're little Krishna devotees of themselves, and so we really feel grateful to be part of this community.
Very
So
good.
thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Welcome.
Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. We cannot see his Mataji.
Often and also daughter want to see the painting and
Yeah.
always helpful. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
you.
Hare Krishna.
That's so special. Yeah, very special. This is a good energy. When we came in, I could feel everybody's brains and hearts at work. Good job. From that, you get A+.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Let us chant this mantra first. Nana Shastra Vicharanaika Nipuna Sadharma Samstapaka Lokanam Hitakarina Tribhuvane Manav Saranam Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Nande Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujuga Sri Jiva Gopalaka Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujuga Sri Jiva Gopalaka Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ki jai. Okay. So we discussed about Kleshagni, very details. I hope you all remember. The causes of suffering in these worlds are in a cycle. It begins with avidya, bija, seed, then sinful activities, then impression, suffering simultaneously. Impression that's stored for future to repeat, and suffering to dissolve the immediate reaction. And we discuss also that Three causes of suffering are sinful, papam, bijam, and avidya. Two kinds of sinful reactions. What are the two kinds of sinful reaction? One is now, one is for future. One is now is called prarabdha. A good example you can always remember, the arrow that released from my hand. Nothing I can do about it. It's released out. This body is born with it, pre-programmed, right here on your forehead. Prabhu kohe sukoteji sunam. Krishna is very kind. It was very old verse, beautiful verse. Lord Chaitanya spoke to his mother. He counts. Prabhu kohe sukoteji sunam mora mata nirbandha nagu chen likhan vidata. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his mother, every human being are born, the Brahmaji, not for animal or trees or other, only for human. Brahmaji comes and writes here, this life you will have this experience. This much happiness, this much suffering. Done. Nobody can change. Only the Creator can change, Krishna. Otherwise, nobody. Nobody has power to change. You can deny it or you can frustrate it. So how do you create karma? By reaction on this. I don't like this, what's happening in my life. It's your fault. It's her fault. It's this fault. Like we are reacting and that's creating future karma. So you are the product, say it loudly. We are the product of our own decision. Don't feel shy. That's the fact. And you are creating your future. Where you want to be in future, you are creating now. Right now in this life, how we are reacting, we are creating a future. Ram Govinda Das. You are creating future Kaili. So if you really want everything, that's why I asked that Mother Amrita, she's not here, she's hiding somewhere. That if you plant mango seed, when you will see the coconut? This is this question. Because what we want, we don't get. What we don't want, we are being forced. Why? Because we think we plant mango seed and we think we'll get coconut. It will never come. Coconut comes only from coconut and mango comes produce mango. Mango will never produce coconut, period. If I'm not a good person, if I don't behave good, if I don't appropriately deal with the nature and with others, I cannot expect best thing to happen next life. Not possible. So who should I complain when I'm suffering? Don't complain. Tolerate, pray. Suffering is actually good because it intensifies you to approach Krishna. When intensity, actually, honestly, when people are normal, they don't pray. They pray, it's okay, Hare Krishna. But when there is an intensity, suffering, oh Krishna, Krishna. So it's good. Suffering is good in that sense because it gives you closeness to God. I'm not saying that we should have suffering, but I see that suffering brings us close. So we discussed that. And then next came Subhada. Da, the word Subha means auspicious, Da means gives. Bhakti gives auspiciousness. What kind of auspiciousness? 4 auspiciousness. Hope you can remember. Did you? Yeah, you did discuss, didn't you? Okay, say devotional service is all attractive. 1. 2, all beneficial. And it develops saintly character. You don't need to artificially, I have to go through training to be how to behave properly. No, you just do bhakti and learn bhakti scripture. That will give you. Outside, you follow. To go inside, you need inner force called sadhana. Sadhana will push you to go inside. Just by hearing is not enough. Sometimes you see some people, very few people hears and they listen. They learn the lesson. Some people hear, they see, then they learn. Some people hear, see, not enough. They have to act and suffer. And fourth class is hearing, seeing, experiencing, still do mistake. I'm like a fifth class. Like this. So first is Bhakti Subhada, auspicious. Why? Because it is all attractive, it is all beneficial, and it allows you, or not allows, it makes you to develop saintly character. And fourth is it gives you, it bestows you supreme happiness. And then we discuss also moksha logotakrit. You did discuss that. Moksha means liberation. Logu means, like sometimes you like not ignoring. How do you say it? It's like if there is a penny lying there, it's a hot weather, you want to walk fast, but there is a penny. Would you pick up the penny? Come on, just a simple question. It's like you have to like a brainstorm to think. Say, I don't need penny. Why? Why penny is, if there's $100 bill? Come on, just say it. Yeah, thank you. Because $100 you value it. But penny, you think I can live without it. I have enough. What do you do with the penny? That's also another question. There is nothing you can do by unless you add with some other money. Penny will not buy much. So what is your attitude towards the penny? It's a hot weather, you walking, there is a one penny. What is your attitude? What is your feeling towards the penny? No, there is a feeling. I can live without it. You put that penny is so insignificant. You follow? So there's a millions of sages. They meditate for millions of years to get liberation. When you advance in bhakti, you look at liberation is like that penny. Who cares? You follow? It's not that mukti, liberation is not there. Liberation has to come in your life. Brahmabhuta, without Brahmabhuta prashanatma no sochati no kangshati. Brahmabhuta prashanatma no sochati no kangshati. Sama sarvesu bhutesh mad bhakti lavate param. You can develop pure bhakti at that time. So before you develop pure bhakti or act on a pure bhakti, you come to this Brahmabhuta platform. And at that time, you think liberation is like, but for some people, it's like ultimate. So how powerful is bhakti? This is what it is. Okay. Now, when that feeling will come? That's the question. That feeling will come in a bhava stage. Your immediate goal for now, today, your immediate goal, as fast as possible, try to go to bhava stage. And when we discuss 17 and 18 chapter, I'm not sure who is going to do. We are going to discuss the symptom of bhava. How do you know? This bhava is the immediate goal. And ultimate goal is prem. So, bhava stage, you will feel this experience of useless mukti. Now, mukti is a person or is a stage? Thank you. She always tried to be inclusive. It is, Mukti Devi is a person. She cries sometimes. She cries and she went to Lord Krishna. Sripad Radha Govinda Maharaj narrated one time a story and then I found it where he got it from. And Lord Krishna says, what do you want? He said, Prabhu, I need your shelter. I can't just live without that. He said, but in Brajadam, nobody wants you. In Vrindavan, nobody cares for mukti. So you have to be outside, not in Vrindavan. He said, but Prabhu, I cannot live just in the border of material and spiritual. That's why Mukti Dham is. He said, Prabhu, I'm just extremely in pain. I need your blessing. I need to be close by. He said, okay, you can stay in Vrindavan, just at the border of Vrindavan. And when Brajavashi walks by, some dust will go to your head and you'll be happy. So she is eternally there. But she doesn't like. I don't know how people are fascinated to get liberation. And maybe if you are in a pain, you may think like. Okay. Oh, so Sudurlava. Sudurlava. Bhakti is a very difficult to achieve. Why it is very difficult to achieve? For two reasons. These are like a bullet point, and then you can see details in the paper. One is that it is unattainable. Jai Shri Gaurnitai Bhagavan Ki Jai. It is unattainable by your own effort. I'm going to chant 64 rounds. No, 28 rounds. No, 196 rounds. I will chant till my last breath. You can go on, but that doesn't mean you'll get bhakti. Is that scary? Yes. It is scary because we depend on our own strength so much. I'll go to Vrindavan, I'll grab the lotus feet of every sadhu. We may think a lot of things we'll do, but it is difficult because bhakti, pure bhakti is not under your own effort. You never can manifest pure love on your own. Second point is that Lord Krishna is reluctant to give it. He knows exactly what do you want. He is sitting in your heart. You cannot cheat. You can cheat the world, but not him. Because he knows your previous millions life or whatever and present, and he knows where you're heading also. I can cheat sometimes devotees because they may not know, but you cannot cheat Krishna because Krishna is in the heart. He witnessed everything. Everybody understand this? So these two reasons. What are the two reasons? On my own, never possible. And Krishna is reluctant to give. Unless he sees the genuine interest within me to actually please him, I really want to serve him. We cannot fake with him. It's not a job. So for these two reasons, good. Then Sandrananda Visheshatma, Sandra. The word Sandra means like a condensed, like, how do you say, milk? Then you boil to kheer. What is kheer in English? Kheer, whatever. Kheer, condensed milk, whatever. Kheer. Kheer, yes. So milk become kheer. This is called Sandra. Sandran Ananda. So Ananda, when bliss become condensed bliss. I don't know how you make a happiness become more condensed bliss. Condense. Yes, it is possible. That's why this word is there. Sandrananda. Nanda means happiness. Happiness, when it becomes condensed, then the person who will be experiencing it is incalculably condensed bliss. Means there is no measuring standard. You cannot measure how much happy Radharani or Mother Josuda, you cannot measure. There's no measuring stick. Now, when this happens, actually next life, in this body we cannot experience condensed form of bliss. We'll experience bliss, but not condensed form of bliss. Condensed form of bliss, you need a new body. You go to Krishna, where he's displaying his lila right now, you will enter there. When you have time, read Krishna book, chapter 28. Prabhupada explained this. When you die, what happened? So nice, that chapter. That you take a birth to a place, just like here, but it's all Krishna center, gopi and coward boys, just like you here. Haribol, there's a new baby born. Oh, wow. What's his name? His name is Sudam. Okay, he grew up, and then after, when he's 2-3 years old, started talking, and then Madhumangal comes. Hey, I have a very good friend. Really? What's his name? His name is Kanaiya, Nanda Maharaj's son.
You want to see him? Sure. When you go there and Krishna really receive you, the moment he receives, this is called Vastu Siddhi. Something will transform within your body that you get an eternal spiritual body and this sadhaka body forever gone. You have no connection with Maya from that on, the moment Krishna accepts. So these are very beautiful. At that time, you will experience this kind of bliss with that new body. A bliss that you cannot measure, unlimited happiness. And the last one was Sri Krishna Akarshani. Sri Krishna Akarshani. So what is Sri Krishna Akarshani means? It means your devotion tinged with so much emotional feeling that Krishna gets attracted. And it not only attracts Krishna, it also allows you to control Krishna. Krishna say, I have to go home. I'm not going to play tomorrow. No, I want to play. He really feels he wants to stay with you. He really, because of that love you have. So, Sri Krishna Akarshani means you are attracting Krishna, also you controlling Krishna. It's a natural in this world. Lover controls the beloved, isn't it? When you get married, you want to control each other or something. Whatever, you all know. Okay, with that note, we can end here with this chapter 1 and let us hear from Mother Anna about chapter 2. Are you ready all? Okay.
Hare Krishna. My PowerPoint is not filled with beautiful pictures, unfortunately. And what I've done is just kind of take the main points from chapter 2 and condense them into the PowerPoint. And so you'll hear a couple of the answers to some of the questions, but at the end, I go through each question individually. So you don't have to be like trying to dance for this. We'll go over that specifically.
Is that all question answered already?
In this for chapter 2? Yes, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I included them, and so those will be at the end. I pray that I say something that is helpful to all you dear devotees, and that Krishna can be pleased by the effort that I put into this through, not even through my intelligence, the intelligence that he gave me. So, chapter 2 is called the first stages of devotion. There are 3 stages in devotional service: devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and devotional service in pure love. This chapter goes over devotional service in practice. So one of the great things about devotional service is that it's permanent. And I know we don't hear about this a lot, but this is one of the first points that's covered in the chapter, is that it's a continuous process from one life to the next. And the only reason that we come to devotional service, unless through the mercy of another devotee or from Krishna directly, is because we had a connection to devotional service in our previous life. And because it's permanent, whenever we begin again, pick up exactly where we left off. And so what devotional service in practice is employing our senses in some particular type of work in service to Krishna. So as we hear often, right, devotional service involves activities. And the way that we engage in activities on earth is through the senses that we have. Now, some are knowledge acquiring senses, some are for the executing of our thinking, feeling, and willing. But the idea is that we should be employing these in the service of Krishna, and not just for ourselves. And one of the other deep concepts about devotional service is that it's not artificial. Right? If you get a job welding, just learn how to weld. Right? That's not something that you know something about in earth. That's developing something artificial. Right? Devotional service is our constitutional position. So Prabhupada writes that it's the natural instinct of every living entity. And its consciousness is dormant in those materially contaminated. And when we're able to purify this, that's when we use Krishna consciousness. In the process for that purification is engaging in devotional service. And so this is where we get into sadhana bhakti. So the purification process is devotional service, and that is the sadhana bhakti. This cures the conditioned soul of his madness under the spell of Maya, material illusion. And of course, the most important aspect of the sadhana bhakti is the chanting. The Hare Krishna mantra is very purifying, and it attaches us to Krishna. Because the entire point of engaging in devotional service, the entire point of engaging our senses in the service of Krishna, is so we can fix our mind on it. That's really the goal. And then sadhana bhakti is broken into two parts, and one leads into the second. And it begins with Vaidhi bhakti, which means regulated. And so this is where we're just following what we're told, right? We're following the regulative principles and service according to the regulative principles out of obedience to the spiritual master and or the scriptures. And through following this, right, by engaging in the process, through regulation, you become more and more attached to Krishna, and then start to execute this devotional service out of natural love. And then it becomes the second part, which is Raganuga Bhakti, which is spontaneous. So this is one of the examples in the chapter. Is we're told, get up early in the morning, come and do arti, and first you do it because of a sense of obligation. Or you've been told that this is how you engage in the process by spiritual master, by other devotees, by texts that you've read, whatever. But you follow them, and then you start to become attached to it. And then automatically you're like, oh, you're ready to wake up in the mornings. It's not as difficult throughout the day. You're thinking, what can I offer? Can I offer to Krishna? What kind of flowers am I going to make for his next garlands? And that's when it becomes more spontaneous. And then it talks a little bit about regulations, and this was in their nectar of instruction. The two sides of that concept is very similar to what it says here, that all regulations that have like a positive and a negative, and this is the example that's given, is that, so the order is that one should always remember Krishna, it's like the positive. So the negative side of that is that one should never forget him. And so all regulations that contain this, have the order and the prohibition. And then within this specifically, that one should always remember Krishna, and one should never forget him, is kind of like the supreme order and prohibition. All regulative principles are found complete, because that's really what we're cultivating. It's like through the process of devotional service, by engaging in sadhana bhakti, starting with through obligation, Vaidhi bhakti, becoming spontaneous devotional service. All of that is so our minds can become fixed on Krishna. And so all other rules and regulations should be treated as assistants or servants to this one basic principle. I really like the way Prabhupada said that. Should be treated as assistants or servants to this one basic principle. We should always remember Krishna. We should never forget. And so this is a little summary. We are to set up our lives so that all our activities center around remembering the Lord, because we're active by nature, right? We hear that all the time. What is active? Our senses are active. And the idea is to utilize everything at our disposal to do so, like the different senses to engage in the practice of devotional service. This allows our consciousness to be purified so that we revive our dormant Krishna consciousness. And this is devotional service in practice. From here, the obvious question is, well, what do you do? What are those activities that you're supposed to engage in? And in the chapter, it talks about varnashram dharma, and in the past, you could just rely on that. Oh, this is my varna, this is the ashram that I'm in, these are the duties that I execute as a shudra, or as a vaishya, or as a brahmin. But things are confused now because we're in Kali Yuga. So it's not as simple. But the reason that this matters, everyone acting within their own position, just fulfilling their duties, is because it pleases Krishna when we act in that way. And when everyone is acting cohesively within the society, then everyone gets to advance spiritually. Everyone gets to be taken care of through this action. Yes, Kaylee.
How can we understand our position?
How can we understand our position in this confused age of Kelly? That is the question. And Prabhupada said something, I think it's, and let me the next. No, not quite. We will, he says,
We'll get there.
Yeah, I will get there. Prabhupada says one thing in this chapter, and hopefully it is explored more deeply in other chapters. But because obviously that's the question, right? We don't have Varna, we don't really have ashram. We like kind of do. We're like trying our best. So how do we know what to do? And so Prabhupada says a little something. But just to finish is that slide is that Krishna consciousness is intended that the whole of human society in proper condition, so everyone will be happy. Everyone is supposed to be taken care of. That's the way Krishna has set up this material world, right? All of the materials on this earth is necessary for everyone's maintenance and happiness. And the way that we're able to access those things is by having society engage in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada writes, as a result, all of society gets all the necessities of life amply and without difficulty. Which sounds very nice. So what do we do? And what Prabhupada says is that everyone be engaged in whatever occupation he now has. Which is simple, I guess. You know, we're not being told to do anything crazy, to change our lives radically. But simply let him worship Lord Krishna by the result of his activities in Krishna consciousness. It's my abbreviation for Krishna consciousness, cases, and then everyone will be happy and peaceful within this world. And so he doesn't say a lot more than that just within this chapter. But it's definitely very sweet to be engaged in whatever occupation he now has. So the question then becomes, okay, what am I doing? How can I offer what I'm doing to Krishna? So I guess that's like sort of on the personal reflection side. So that's kind of on the personal reflection side. Okay, what is it that I'm doing? Like if someone is a teacher, I guess we just had the Mataji's birthday was today, right? She was speaking about her work. It's like a social justice professor, the different work that she does, and thinking of it as like, okay, I'm acting in service to Krishna. I'm extending care and love and affection to others, which is what Krishna wants. And so really it's about the consciousness with which we do something, right? And remembering Krishna as we do those actions and offering the results to him. And especially if we're engaged in this kind of like external material world type of work, which a lot of people have to do to be able to live. We can also think of like the Bhakti principle, right? Offering charity to the work of Lord Krishna, to Krishna's devotees. And so that's another way. It's another way to start. Not a great answer. That's what I have to. So, if one regularly executes such service unto the Supreme, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, then gradually he rises to the platform of serving pure love of God. So, you can check, it's like the last of serving in pure love of God. So this is the summum bonum of this is the summum bonum of the entire chapter. Regularly executing devotional service unto the Supreme, under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master, and then gradually you'll rise to the platform, pure love of God. And so just to pick up, right? The idea is to serve God. The idea is to engage our senses in serving God. And at first we do that just through the instructions, through the regulated practice of sadhana. And then gradually it becomes more and more purified as our consciousness is purified. And then we engage in spontaneous service of God. And then eventually the hope is, yes, to achieve Bhav, which I found very interesting because that's the immediate goal, to achieve Bhav. And then the eventual goal is to achieve Krishna. Any questions or comments? That is the end of the chapter, and then we'll get into questions.
Small comment about the you mentioned that always remember Krishna because it's a sloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's in Madhya Lila 22.113. Says Smartya Sapatam Vishnu. Smartya means remember, Satatam constantly. Vishnu. We Satam you know Jakuti. We don't forget anytime. They say Sarva Vidhi Nisedasur is the your key. All other rules and regulations are servant, kingdom is servant of this rule.
So this is the central focus of this chapter.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because that's the point. That's why we engage in all these things. To hopefully achieve that point where we become spontaneous. It's because we're trying to fix our mind on Krishna. So the closed book questions. What are the three categories of devotional service? And this is from the very beginning. In the chapter DS is devotional service. And so we have devotional service in practice, in ecstasy, and in pure love. And so this chapter in particular, and I think chapters 2 through 16 are about devotional service in practice. And the way that we do that, what is the practice of devotional service? It is sadhana bhakti. So the second question is, what are the two types of sadhana bhakti? And we have the regulated, which is vaidhi bhakti, and spontaneous, raganuga bhakti. And we begin with the regulated to hopefully achieve that level of spontaneous raganuga. And there are two defining characteristics of vaidhi sadhana bhakti, and I believe it's the quote from Rupa Goswami. He talks about how, in the beginning, we're just engaging these things because we're told to, but there's no attachment or spontaneous loving service to the Lord. And one is engaged in the service of the Lord out of obedience to the spiritual master because of the scriptures. That's not the spiritual master. And then the last three questions. So what injunction, if followed, makes all other rules and regulations fall in line? The order is that, because there's always a positive and a negative. Order is one should always remember Krishna. The prohibition is that one should never forget him. And then within this order and prohibition, all regulative principles are found. Then the text or the handbook asks, what is the duty of the acharya, the spiritual master? And it is to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix his mind on Krishna. That's really the goal of the spiritual master. That is, I guess, the supreme aim of engaging in service. Is how can I fix my mind on Krishna? Uninterruptedly, no motivation. It's a process to get there. And then the final question that it asks is, what are the two duties of a Brahmin? Prabhupada talks about how it is to preach the transcendental sounds and to eat on behalf of the Supreme Lord, which is kind of fun. I hadn't read that specifically before anywhere else. But because of this, there's like a small section on Varna and Ashram that goes into like olives and sugar, vegetable, all these things. I sent this in the group chat. It's a Google PowerPoint presentation, so you guys have access to these. And pretty much, yeah, all the main points of the chapter are in the slides themselves. So that is all I have.
Haribol. Very nice. Very well done. Every question is answered. Are we missing any question? Somebody want to check? And you already shared the slides?
Yeah. I shared the slides. And but if you want to share a little bit about Kaylee's question, I'm going to about
What was the question?
Because she's speaking about how in the past you just follow your varnashram duty, that's you acting in position with full pleasure.
That's also
Which is all from the material level,
but
right?
we are Varna.
And but like to do it in such a way that it becomes purified, so it becomes that operating condition. So then he's pleased by it. We're just doing it out of duty and for no motivation. But in this stage, how do we know? How do we know what to do?
Your Bhagavad Gita is there. First of all, what is Varnashram? We talk about Varnashram, but what is Varnashram?
It's like bodily concept.
Bodily concept. That's not what Varnashram I heard. I mean, you are right, but it's like a partial, little answer. I want complete answer. Oh, somebody already knows.
Okay, so Varna and Ashram, they are two words. So for Varnas, they sometimes call them the caste, but Varnas. Yeah. So we have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are four classes of men. And then there are also four ashram, which
In normal circumstances, the varna does not change throughout life, but the ashram changes. We start as brahmachari, then there's grasta ashram, manapasra ashram, and sannyas ashram. So there are 4 classes of each, and that's the varna.
Anybody else? Yes. Prahladananda Prabhu.
Ashram is also Daiva Varnas. Bhavan Krishna says, Muru Karma Vibhagasam. Not that because I am born of Brahman, that's why I am Brahman. Must be according to the Guru. That's your psychophysical nature which you inherit. Right? So if I'm born in Vaisya, right? But I am doing Padhan Padhan. Padhan Padhan means I study Shastra and I teach others. That's a Brahman's quality. Not claiming I'm Brahman, but this is what the example is. Right? So it doesn't matter whether you are born or what, but what is your guna and karma? What's your innate quality and what you do? Right? I'm a born Brahman, but I'm smoking weed. That's not a Brahman. It's a Sudra. Like that. So this is understand. This is not a Daiva Varnas. And material Varnasana means I'm Brahman, that's why I'm Brahman and I'm smoking weed. That's useless. That's creates these problems.
Okay. Anybody else? We are born with Varna. Varna means a deep impression that caused you to act helplessly. And if you say, where is it? You have Bhagavad Gita, you can open now, 18th chapter, 60 verse. Svabhavajena kunteya nibaddha sena karmana kartu 60. Kartum nechasi janmohat karishashi abasha apitat. You are forced to act. Okay, you read the translation, please.
Under illusion, you're now declining to act according to my direction. But compelled by the work born of your own nature, will act all the same.
Because one time, one person says, we are not into Varnashram. I said, Prabhu, this is something you cannot separate yourself. And Govinda, don't talk like this. I thought you know the philosophy well. Why you say that? I said, you are born with something you cannot separate by your own power. Krishna can remove. Even Krishna says to these two Arjuna, she just read, that Arjuna, you are born with a particular nature, you cannot be out of it. You will be compelled to act. So this is called Varna. What is it? That not caste system in a external way, means a particular nature. You will have a affinity or inclination that you are automatically drawn. A good example, Hinduja, I was practically personally taking him from a SP Hinduja, Surya Prakash Hinduja. He's the second richest man in England. From hotel to San Diego temple. So while I was coming to Hotel Del Coronado, there is a few line you can enter, and there is a carpool, 2 lane, and the main is like paying. Everybody is paying. So I'm also thinking like very quick go. He's sitting in the back. The man he owns $3 billion personal asset. What to talk about others? Just his personal asset. He's saying, Prabhu, if we go to that line, we'll have a free. And I'm thinking, I was not a millionaire at that time, but why my brain doesn't work? His brain works. $3 billion at that time he is asset. He's trying to save $2. And of course, the line is little longer, not like quick. But he's saying from the back seat, he said, Prabhu, we can go there, we can save $2. It stuck with me that Prabhupada says, the businessman, anywhere he will find how to make money. Where this nature coming from? From within. You are born with it. This is called Varna.
Everybody understand now? Ashram, you are not born with it. Ashram for spiritual upliftment. But ashram cannot be without a teacher, guru. There is no such thing called ashram without teacher. You cannot just open a building and it's a Bana. Okay, this is ashram now, Bhakta ashram or something. You have to have a teacher, good trainer, guru. So I want you to remember, Varnashram provides a social structure for spiritual advancement. What is Varnashram for? For spiritual advancement. This is very important. So ashram, what is ashram provides? You can write also. Ashram provides a time-wise progression in one's spiritual commitment. I have spiritually committed 25 years brahmachari life. Okay, next 25 years grihastha life. This is time-wise actually, if you think very deeply. I was brahmachari one time, and I was a grihastha one time, and now I am vanaprastha, and then going to sannyas. So it's a time-wise progression in your spiritual commitment, not progression in spiritual life. Spiritual commitment. Commitment. You know, commitment means you cultivate to stay there. So this is ashram. Varna provides one's material needs. What you are born with it, you have some needs, like a fighter. Here Krishna said to Arjuna, you'll fight. Whether you fight for me or you don't fight for, but you'll fight. So if Arjuna doesn't fight for Krishna, who will fight for? No, Maya. There is no third. In this world, only two choices. Either Krishna or Maya. Other house, family, this is all Maya. Anything non-Krishna is Maya, period.
But if they're parts and parcels of Krishna, I don't.
Part and parcel of Krishna, part and parcel, when you act as a part and parcel, you are a devotee. But they are not acting part and parcel. You think these Floridian people beside devotee, they are acting as a part and parcel? No, they are acting as American. I'm a fisherman, I'm this man, I'm this. This is not part and parcel. Part and parcel means four quality. Trinadapi sunichena tarori vashaishnana manena. You see everybody is connected with Krishna. You respect them according to their connection. This is very important. Is that clear? Okay, good. So, what is ashram means? Time-wise, progression in one's spiritual commitment. Commitment. If somebody is brahmachari, I ask them, because before I never thought. I said, are you committed? What ashram you are? I said, no, I just wear saffron. I said, that's not a brahmachari. You make a commitment. I want to stay there. Then you don't look at for a spouse or somebody. Then it's a hypocrite. So it's a very important. And Varna means provides one's material needs in the least uncomplicated, you can say, and the most harmonious way according to one psychophysical nature. In Sandila feast, I think I'm going to give class at the Bhadra Purnima. Send me a tab for Sandila feast in Alachua. For Sandila feast lecture, I remember one Mataji asked me a question a few years back. She said, how can I know what is my nature? Psychophysical nature. Everybody understands psychophysical nature? That is called Varna. You don't know psychophysical nature? She will teach you later. Psychophysical. So I asked in the question, I said, I will answer your question after a few minutes. I have something emergency. Okay, Prabhus and mothers, we are going to build a beautiful hall room for a Bhagavatam recitation. Whole day we'll have a Bhagavatam recitation. Can you all, Jai Sisi Gornitai Bhagavan Ki Jai, can you all help me to go for it? I want some idea, some plan. One man raised his hand. It was very interesting. He says, how much is going to cost? I said, that's a good question. Let me write it. How much is going to cost? Any other? One Mataji in the back, Prabhupada's disciple, she said, why not we start now? Why do we have to wait for building to come? I said, that's a very good idea too. I wrote it down.
Then we went like 10 people, not more. It was like going. And somebody just came forward. He said, I mean, what kind of like a good structure, you will have architect, like a build in like a nice, comfortable place, like how it will be maintained and everything. I'm just curious. Like idea is good, but I want to know details. After I finished 10 minutes, I said, did you see Mataji? I did not tell them what they should think. I said only one hall. And one person came up, how much is going to cost? You know why? Because he's born with a Vaishya mentality, businessman mentality. He cannot think, let us start, who is going to speak, what. He's not going to think. He's going to think how much it's going to cost. It's not wrong or right. Is everybody clear? We don't disrespect Vaishya. If you say Sudra is really bad, it's leg. If your leg is broken, let's see how you go to eat prasadam and do your things. How do you drive car? If your leg is broken, well, Sudra is bad. No, don't think like that. In a Varnashram system, the whole body is complete. The head, the hands, Kshatriya, belly, the stomach, leg, the Sudra, all has to be harmonious. What is balanced life means? All has to be active. Make sense? Sudras are as important. Of course, without Brahmanas, the society will go to horrible. So Brahmanas are given the most important. But that doesn't mean that others are not important. They're all important. If Vaishya doesn't have income, who is going to feed the brahmachari? Tell me. Who is going to feed the Brahmaprastha and sannyasi? Who? It's only Grihastha, one. Brahmachari's duty is not to feed the Grihastha, sannyasi, Banaprastha. It's only Grihastha feed Brahmachari, Banaprastha, sannyasi. So how important is the belly, stomach, the Grihastha? Very important, isn't it? So similarly, we have to harmonize. Balanced life means all are four intact. Then you have a balanced society, balanced ashram. Okay, is that enough? Or you need more?
No, that's so.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. So Mother Anna, she did very well. I hope you all got caught. I make it a little note from her presentation. So first one was qualification for practicing devotional service. First topics was qualification for practicing devotional service. This is how I took it. You may not say it. That attraction for devotional service creates execution for devotional service. And more they do service, like yesterday we went to Harinam. Some people came and danced little bit, few, one or two guys. And next time you will see them, you will feel like to come and dance. It is a natural. And then more he does, he wants to continue. Everybody understand this point?
Yeah.
So who is qualification for practicing devotional service? How? This is how it is. That you engage, then some devotee has to introduce you. Then you get engaged and you feel some experience and you do, more you do, more you want to do. More you do, more you want to do. So this is what, you please write it down. Attraction for devotional service makes the execution of devotional service, which makes back to attraction for devotional service. Now, if you say, what is the origin cause? Origin cause is mercy of the devotee. Is it really mercy of Krishna? Yes and no.
Yes, it's mercy of Krishna through the.
Thank you. Now she's thinking very deep. Good. Mercy of Krishna is not directly to make the devotee. Krishna does not give direct mercy to the conditioned soul. Because if he does, now Lord Chaitanya did, you may say Lord Chaitanya did actually. If does, then Lord Krishna actually wants the whole world to become devotee. Why they are not? If you say, that's why all these ideas that she came up, that pious activity does not produce. Varnashram doesn't, you have to really do bhakti. If you think if I do only pious activities or do follow Varnashram, you will not come to bhakti level. Why?
Because bhakti is, if you really think in ISKCON, who gets the bhakti really? Through the intermediate devotees who initiates. You can come and develop piety, bhakti unmukhi sukriti, bhaktistu bhagavad bhakta sangena parijayati, satsanga prapate pumbir sukrite purva sanchite. So yes, you will get life after life. You know the laundry man, I mentioned the laundry man in Ram Lila. Laundry man, same laundry man came in Krishna Lila. But still he didn't get bhakti. He did 1,000 years meditation to meet the Lord. And he met the Lord. But he did not have a bhakti. Because he did not get the mercy of a devotee who actually purified. Because he didn't want to surrender to anyone. So he has a credit. So he came in Krishna Lila. He was Kamsa's laundryman. The same laundryman, Krishna, in Ram Lila, he kind of forgave, you can say. In Krishna Lila, I'm sure you read the Krishna book. Krishna just went with his finger like this, and his head shivered. Because now question comes, wow, to meet God, he met Krishna face to face, he talked. And he was putting his argument, hey, you are a village boy from, how can you ask for some royal dress? Krishna and Balaram asked for royal dress. If you look at these 4 personalities in that Leela, on that day, 4 personalities. One is the garland maker, Sudama. I mean, this is like far out. Each story is a very unique. So first one is the laundryman. Laundryman, Krishna did not talk, just sever his hair and took the cloth. Because Krishna had a Vaishya dress. So then he went to a tailor. Beside the garland maker, there is another tailor. That's a very fancy. His wife and him were measuring Krishna's body, to make a dress fit. You touch Krishna's body, how the collar. I was imagining like, wow, this is like far out. And Krishna gave him blessing. He was happy till his last moment of death. And he said, you'll go back to spiritual world and stay with me. It's so nice. And laundry man did not get bhakti. What was his mistake? He never took shelter of devotee. So this is very important that when Guru give initiation, Guru accept you, that's where actually bhakti, you can say real bhakti develops. What did Prabhupada say initiation? Beginning of eternal life. Prabhupada said in this book, initiation means beginning of spiritual life. So this is, we take it seriously. It is not up to Krishna. If it is up to Krishna, whole world would get bhakti, but they don't. Krishna doesn't intervene. It is not all devotee. It is actually intermediate devotee. Those who are advanced, they give the real bhakti. Others are producing bhakti unmukhi sukriti. That you are developing sukriti, not ordinary pious activity, but it is bhakti sukriti. Means you will meet devotee life after life. You will be around Hare Krishnas. But why then Prabhupada said to Bhagavad Maharaj, who said, I had a dream of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Prabhupada said, possible you were there during Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Now stop this coming, keep coming. Make it your last birth and go back. So those who don't have a mercy of pure Guru, they will be keep coming and going. Even they come, but at least better than Karmis, because they will get the opportunity. But they have to choose, no? They have to make the choice. Yes, Mother Amrit.
Question, but I don't know how to
Phrase it.
Yeah, phrase it. I just want
You need a friend called cerebral. This is another psychophysical nature. Somebody is born with it. They hear it. They put it into the structure just like this. I cannot put it. I said, how did you come up with this? I was like, he said, you just spoke and I just put it. It's like, wow, this is cool. Because they are cerebral. They are born. This is psychophysical nature. These are real. Some people are action oriented, people oriented. These are like a natural. It's not like they are developed. Is there. Okay.
So my question is you have same concept for this life. They're trying to give us
have to accept this element. So I just wanted to.
What is that accept means? Commitment. Commitment. I will change 60 now and I'll follow. These are commitment, isn't it? For regulative principle, before initiation they ask. These are commitment. And you're taking vow that I will follow this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
That's very
what was the
nice.
question? It was not clear. What
What's
was
the question? You have to say it loudly
Yeah.
to the mouth.
Oh. So, should I repeat what I said?
Yeah.
I was asking that
Avatar Krishna Prabhu is
we
asking.
can.
Yeah. From Alachua.
Okay.
Gainesville.
So my question was that we can, the devotee can come into our life and we can give us Krishna, but to a certain extent we have to accept it and make it to follow. And so I wanted to know about I've seen in my life and also in the life of things around me, not so willing to accept, but sometimes the mercy of the devotees is so powerful. I hear about Lord Nityana's, how he can anyone. And so I wanted to see if how much the power of a devotee can override one's free will and willingness to accept or make this commitment.
But the mercy of the devotee is not that way. It is the taste. You feel good. I want to progress. Yes. Talking to yourself within. You like that experience. I want it more. I want it more. Then you want to go. Yes, I'll take initiation. Yes, I'll do it. Coming from within. A taste. Taste. In this chapter, it did mention about. Prabhupada did mention. The taste is the key. If you would feel threatened right now that somebody will come and kill us, you think we will be here? No. We will probably run through the window somewhere. We go by the experience where we find happy, we find emotional support, shelter, then we want to stay there. It's a natural, it's nothing wrong. This is what we are made of. We have a feeling, it's not something you wished away, it is what made you who you are. So where you find whenever I, like with Bhakti Maharaj, believe or not, I mean, in a material relationship, he's my cousin, but I feel very like a lovely, loving mother type. Like he always, Pran Govinda, did you take prasadam? It's like for no reason, he just shows cares. He cares for me. And I know if I'm with him, I will never go starving or problem. And if I have a problem, I can tell him and he will listen. This feeling, not with everybody I feel. That doesn't mean I'm ignoring other or less, but this feeling is required. That taste will keep me going with him. That taste is required. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes, no.
As Mataji asked how so my way of, usually I do like my way of understanding is like some person should have like, if person has a cold, by sneezing he get a disease. But if person has a headache or stomachache, then he cannot give that stomachache. But only the cold which has, by sneezing the cold he can, so it's contagious. So we should have a disease like that. We should put the disease, the taste of Krishna like that. Not the stomachache. Should have the cold so we can, by sneezing we can.
What can that look like? Like, how can that look practically?
What she's, you can say it. Because people online listen.
Hare Krishna. Just curious what that looks like. How does that manifest? Like, how can someone give an example?
Like one devotee, to be honestly, one devotee, I mean, on myself, would not do whole night fasting on Pandava Nirjala. So one sannyasi, Prabhupada disciple, I don't know where he is now, Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. He was Ekadashi fanatic in a good way, not a bad way. He's like heavy. He's American body, but he's heavy on this fast. I say, I can't do it, Maharaj. Every 2 hours I have to eat, otherwise I stay. That's how it was. He says, I give you guarantee. Now he was heavy like this. That's how he speaks. I give you guarantee. Just do it with me. Come on, Pran Govind, I love you. Just do it. Okay, Maharaj, only thing I did, I was liberal. I said, okay, I'll just try. Worst come worst is a sadhu's word. What can happen worse? So I did it. And believe or not, after 5 years, I did on Ekadashi for many Ekadashis, like for years, complete fasting, stay up. And Dr. Banerjee told me, he said, what happened to your pre-ulcer symptom? Disappeared. Till today is almost 20 years. I don't know what that disease disappeared. I could not do something, but I see that whether it's a conviction he has or his strong affection for me to, to lift me up, he prayed or injected, but the way he said it, and I aligned with it. I was liberal in a sense, aligned with it. He followed. And I saw that. And that gave me such a big conviction. I said, yeah, you can do. You're not stuck. Don't worry about this body. I really was a little scared because pre-ulcer, they said like, but it disappeared forever now. It's almost like 20 years. I have no idea what is pre-ulcer. It's like if you don't eat every 2 hours, you get little like nausea, like feeling. It's a pre-symptom. They did endoscopy, like there's a little rash in your intestine. But then after 6 months, they did it. It said, disappear. We don't know how. You didn't take any medicine. I said, no, I took medicines called Ekadashi fasting. Of course, he's a Bengali doctor in San Diego. He said, no, I mean like a Western medicine. I said, no, but this is better medicine. So bhakti has a power, for sure. I see that it works. Now, how the devotee transfer his power to, if you are aligned and you go with that devotee's mood, and if you really believe that devotee is advanced, you want to get some mercy out of it, it will work. But it is not just one way. It has to be also the combination. I mean, Nagaraj Prabhu, it's a good example. He was in a military before joined. He was in Navy, I think. Anyway, he came with the 2 other person, his brother, and they saw Prabhupada. Prabhupada said the same thing, but he's still devotee, strong devotee. He's still strong, everyday Mangalarti. He's in his 70s. Never misses. But those two never became. So what is it? So I was thinking like, how the bhakti actually literally produced to others. Now it is Madhyamadikari. It comes through Madhyamadikari. But you have to be willing to come. 11th canto, 7th chapter, you see in the paraport, in the summary, Krishna says, because there is a 3 slokas, 11th canto, 7th chapter, Krishna says, the soul is his own guru first. Soul. Who is your guru first? You. Yeah, you. If you are not willing to advance, I mean, even inspiration of a great sadhu may come, it may not activate there. Maybe it will take few lives, who knows. But if you want to get into, develop a desire strong within you. I want to do, and it works. Krishna will give you. That's why I say 729, 721, not 29. 729, Krishna says that if you have Jo yam yam tanum bhakta sraddha me achyuta ichchati tasya tasya achalam sraddha. I will give you unflinching faith if you develop a desire to serve me or to serve anyone. I'll give you. So that strong faith, conviction, it also comes from your desire, Krishna says. That's why I say that faith means, 4.10, that sloka, 4.10, see, Adav Shraddha, how proper translated. Did it say faith or it's coming from you? Prabhupada said preliminary desire. So your preliminary desire is your faith. Isn't true? 4.10 in the purport. There is a Adav Shraddha. This verse is there. Yeah, this is the verse that for yesterday. No, early. For yesterday. Anyway, in this nectar devotion, this. Yeah, what's the translation?
In the beginning, one must have a preliminary desire for self-realization.
Hold on, just stop there. Where this line coming from? From that sloka. What?
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.4.15.
I know, but if you read the sloka, Ado Shraddha, begin with Shraddha. So Shraddha means your desire. It's far out translation. I never thought that. Yeah.
But does that like our soul as that only work if we are connected with or identifying with the soul? Because otherwise the mind.
What do you mean? You are the soul. What do you mean connecting with the soul?
Most of us are identifying with the mind rather than the soul. So then if we start to think that we are our own guru and we're identifying with the mind, it can take us different things.
Can you grab the microphone? Otherwise they will call me. Say it again so that they can hear.
So I'm thinking that most of us are identifying with the mind rather than the soul. So if we say that our soul is our guru, then I feel we have to spend time working on that connection to identify more as the soul. And I guess I'm just curious of ways to go about doing that.
Okay. How do you do that? That's the question probably. How do you do it? It can be very simple if you think like this. You have a 3 hearts. Just be aware that you have a 3 hearts. It's not something scary or anything. You have a 3 hearts, you have a 3 hearts. So how the 3 hearts works? You have a physical body, physical heart. You have a subtle body, subtle heart. Was it yesterday or day before yesterday? Anyway, sometimes some people say, my heart completely shattered. Does it mean like a pieces or what? What is shattered means?
Heart broken. It's emotional.
Literally, like a heart is broken?
It's emotional.
No, but the word broken or shattered, what does that mean? Into pieces.
Yeah.
Is no more one piece. So if you really very deeply think, this is a mental heart. Now in the spiritual heart, if your heart is broken, you are Mahabhagavat in separation from Krishna. But when in America, when they say, follow your heart, doesn't mean follow your heart. They follow your mind. That's why I'm bringing this point, because otherwise these things confuses us. So how many heart we have?
3.
3 hearts. One heart is what?
Physical.
Physical heart. And another is
Subtle.
mental, subtle, you can say that. And other is spiritual heart. So bhakti, when you say Shraddha tu anna upaya bharjanam, bhakti unmukhi chitta vritti visheshatma. Bhakti anna upaya bharjanam. Bhakti chitta unmukhi means when the soul attitude develops attitude to serve the Lord. That time, Vishesh Atma, the soul becomes saturated with the Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. That time, actually, you feel like, I can't live without Krishna. I can't live without Krishna. I want to serve Krishna. This is like a natural. Nobody has to tell you. It's like a naturally, you will feel like that. All the time. You'll feel like you want to serve Krishna. Now, most of the time when we say in this world that you're feeling or you cry or whatever it is, it's all subtle body mostly. As I was discussing other day that when Prabhupada was asked that Krishna is sitting in the heart. So you have a heart transplant. What does that mean? Prabhupada didn't wait. He immediately gave answer. He said, just like I come to your house, I sit on a chair. Now, if the chair is broken, it's not good. Sometimes you sit on a chair, it's like wiggle. Then you take another chair and just move there. That's all. That's it. So yeah, heart transplant means the old heart had some problem. There's a new heart now. So Krishna is going to sit there. But when we talk about physical heart has a connection with the subtle heart. And subtle heart has a connection with the soul heart. But when we say Krishna is sitting in the heart, means in the soul heart. 8.8 chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi, Shariram eva Sharira Ratham Cha, Buddhintu Sharatim Viddhi, Mano Nigrahascha. Very interesting. Atmanam Rathinam Viddhi. So the soul is situated in the passenger seat. Buddhi to Sarathim Viddhi. Sarathi means driver. He's a driver. So who is driving this body? You have? Myself. Krishna.
Krishna in the heart is just,
Now,
he's making everything great. It's like I'm the initiating class.
you cannot say Krishna is doing everything. Then you are painting Krishna as a devil. All these bad things happening in this world. Krishna is doing everything. That's scary. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Because if you say that Krishna is doing everything, then what about all this abortion, all this murder, so many disease? Is it what kind of God you worship? No. Krishna is not doing everything. Krishna is sanctioning.
Yeah.
Sanction does not mean he approve. Approve that he wants you to become devotee. Sanction means you just demanding it, whether it's good or bad, but you are persistent. You are like, what do you call it? I want it. Before murdering someone, I studied actually about it, few pages of Dr. Sharla Shah's. She's an Indian psychologist. He said that nobody goes and kill. They contemplate within their. It's like maybe not good idea to kill. And then if he has a bad association, no, that person did harm to you. You should. Okay, I'm going to do it. But still, while he's driving, he's thinking, maybe it's not a good idea. There is a hesitant. Because why? It is not them. Prabhupada says it is super soul. Trying to help. Don't do this. Don't do this. But we don't listen. Then we come to a point that I'm going to kill it. And then he kills. This is the first with hesitant. Second, still some hesitant, not as bad. On third. On fourth, just like this. You tell him to kill somebody, you'll just go and kill. It becomes addiction. He doesn't even think it's like a big deal. Doesn't have to register in his head. Whatever job you'll do, the emotion experience is like blocked. Anyway, so when we perform bhakti, our soul heart has to be connected. That is important. That is more important than just because intention is more important than just activities.
That really trickles into the other aspects of the heart, right? Mental, physical.
They will follow. They have upper hand. 342, Bhagavad Gita 342, you have a nectar of instruction. We said the spiritual hierarchy. What is material hierarchy? 342, 3.42. Indriyani parani ahur indriya paramana
Manastu para buddhi, buddhistu para tatsya. Would you like to read the material hierarchy?
Working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. The soul, is even higher than the intelligence.
So it acts like this.
So does it start in the heart and then go external?
Hear that. Keep your mind with you, because we cannot hear what you are saying. Then the whole thing is completely, cannot understand what is going on.
So I'm wondering, so does it starts internal, like the soul level, and then trickles down from mental to physical? Can it go the opposite way, like purification of the physical to the mental and then the soul?
That's what we are doing. There's a two way to look at it. The samadhi and samadhi stage and pure Krishna consciousness, like absorption, almost same. Like when you have a deep sleep, in the deep sleep, from the soul, thinking, willing, feeling, traveling. Now when it travels, it filters through, subtle. The physical body is connected with, other day we talked about it. Come on, you remember it. Physical body is connected with air body. If you don't breathe, your physical body will drop. Literally, if you don't breathe, the air body actually controls the physical body. If you stop breathing, don't do it. But if you stop breathing, you'll be dead. Because air body controls physical body, and air body is also connected with the subtle body. Subtle body controls the air body. The subtle body, but how they are nourished or harmonized. So physical body to air body, you do hatha yoga, exercise. Harinam is a good exercise. I mean, we don't think like that, but it is a good exercise. Walking, dancing, chanting, it's like a perfect exercise. Prabhupada said that. So this is harmonizing physical with the subtle air. Huh?
And the spiritual.
Yeah, well, this is spiritual activity for sure, Harinam. And then the subtle body also getting purified with the air body, because you breathing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Air going in and out, the Hare Krishna sound is coming out. Is purifying the air body, the ghost body, then the subtle body. So how do you harmonize physical with the air, with the exercise? Then the air with the subtle, how? Knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge is where? Where is the knowledge in you? This air body to the subtle body. Yeah, this is what it is. This is what you go to. And then the subtle body to the aspect of mind, to intelligence. Then when you think like, oh, there is another personality beside me, it's called super soul. How do you connect them? Dhyan. First is Gyan. Gyan means knowledge. Above is Dhyan, meditation. That's why she represented it. Smartebha Satatam Vishnu, Bismartebha na Jatutit. Sarve Vidhi Nishedasuya Etayere Kinkara. Means they are all servant to one principle. Never forget, always remember Krishna. That's all. What does that mean? Absorption. If you really think like never forget and always remember, what does that mean? Absorption on Krishna. Should I focus on spiritual happiness, spiritual practice, or material? Should I get rid of material activities? Which one should I do first? The spiritual, increase spiritual practice or give up material activities? Krishna didn't say either one. He said 7.1, 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, what is the purpose? Your purpose? To absorb in me. He said this. And 7.1 is, I love that verse. He said, Maya Shakta Mana Partha Jogam Junjam Madashraya. Asangrama Samagram Jata Geshushi Tatsinu. Don't worry about giving up or getting in. Hear about me. Hear about me. Hear about me. You will know me completely. It's a very fascinating the way Krishna is so scientifically says. Because we are worried. A lot of devotees are worried. I should give up this. No, I want to. I don't know. No, do what Krishna says. Hear about him and go with that flow. Because when Krishna reveals through the devotee or himself reveals, it actually goes inside. Vidunoti Surishatam. Uh, this verse, Vidunoti Surishatam in Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, that when we hear Sakata Krishna, Sakata means his own topics. The moment you start hearing, your attention, your absorption to hear it, proportion, your heart is getting clean. You are not cleaning. Only thing you are doing is paying attention. But Krishna himself, Dhunoti means what do you call, remove the dust, unwanted things, anarthas. Vidunoti means completely. But then verse says that it is not completely clean. Nasta prayasu avadresu. Prayasu. Prayasu means almost. Why? Because the 7 steps you have to do. Otherwise, it is not possible 100% clean. Krishna wants you to progress that way. Certain things, you know Dhruva Maharaj's life? When he met Lord, wow, he changed his desire. But I like Dhruva Maharaj's life in a sense. Hey, even if you have a material desire, like one devotee says, he joined in 70s because when Mataji was so beautiful in New York, he said, if beautiful Mataji can join, then there must be some truth is good. So he joined. He's still devotee. But he said that idea gone. But initial attraction was not Hare Krishna. Initial attraction was some body of a lady. But it's all right. Dhruva Maharaj, what was his initial attraction? Bigger kingdom. I want bigger kingdom than my father and grandfather. Oh, that's not bhakti. You want something. Hey, don't discourage him. Don't discourage him. Because he started initially, but where did he end? Selfless. On his own. Did Krishna do it? Did Krishna say, hey, come on, give up? No. He came on his own. On his own. I did a big mistake. I was looking for diamond. No, I was looking for broken glass. I found diamond. So if you look at that verse, I'm just giving a short little answer, that you can start with any poem. But if you look at these 7 steps, if you do this quick, you already come to the Dhruva Maharaj. Of course, now it's very interesting. Dhruva Maharaj had a strong desire. Now Krishna may say, hey, you were originally wanted this to enjoy. Now you change your desire. So you want me. Okay, I'll give you myself. Did Krishna do that? Yes and no. He gave himself, but he said, no, you're going to enjoy this kingdom. You wanted kingdom. See, Krishna is such a lovable, preeminently lovable person. He will never deprive you. Be very careful. When you are progressing, you're driving fast. If you drive 10 miles an hour, if you hit a tree, I mean, it's bad, but you may still be intact. But if you drive 100 miles an hour, do you know what happens if you hit a tree? I don't know. You may not be alive. So when you are advancing in spiritual life, you are driving 100 miles an hour. If you are just hanging around Sunday feast, I come to Sunday feast because I like the food. Okay, that's 10 miles an hour. You are still in Bhakti. This is just my metaphor, what I understand. But when you read Madhurya Kadambini, it gives a little, spike in your stomach. Like, oh my God, I better be serious. Why not? What else I want? No, I don't want. I want to be serious. But saying is not enough. Of course, idea is first, as I said. Idea is first. Contemplation of idea will be eventually captured by intelligence. When intelligence captured, your mind start planning for it. When mind start planning for it, your physical body moves. This is how actually psychologically, if you think, this is how we do. Why you are here? Because your mind, originally your idea came, Bhakti Shastri, maybe good idea. Negative some came, positive came, then positive win over. I'm going to do. Then you signed up. And you are, then how did you come? Well, at one point your intelligence captured it. This is good for me. Then mind says, yes, let's plan for it. On this day, I'll go to, let's contact there. And that's it. Your physical body, you are here. We see your physical body. We don't see the whole plan before. But that's how you came. Same thing with spiritual life. Same thing. It's the same mechanism. Indriyani parani ahur indriya paramana. Manastu para buddhi buddhistu paratatsya. How the soul is moving. Nobody is killing or doing anything good or bad instantly. No. It is all predestined. I mean, preconceived. They planned. They contemplate. I don't know why I went that route. Yeah.
I know we have stamina.
Seven steps. How about we do the next session because everybody's hungry. It's already 1:14. You remind me. Definitely we'll do that.
So we'll start the next session.
Before ending guarantee. In the beginning? Okay.
Listen, are we gonna get through 6 chapters today? It's gonna start like. Is it possible to have at least a list?
Sure. I'll give you the list. I'll put it in the box. This verse is there. You can find it. 11 canto, 20 chapter, 27. I did mention that before. It's 4 pages purport.
This is the 4-page version.
It's a long purport, maybe 5 pages. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also has, I think, 5 or 7 pages.
So 11 canto. It's mentioned
20.27. Jato Shraddha Matkatasu. Is that the verse? Jato Shraddha Matkatasu Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu Veda Dukkhatmakan Kamat Pratyapyanas. 2 sloka together, yes. Tato Bhajeto Mama Prita Saddhalo Dhiranischa. These are beautiful. It's like a candy. You can chew it. Okay, so we'll discuss these details, how we intensely. Now, I'm not focusing so much on the question answer. You all notice, I hope. But you have to keep the answer, question answer covered. Is that good? Everybody got the second? Also, we appreciate Mother Brajarani Devi Dasi. I don't know who she is, but she helped.
It's here. The one that's, yeah. Do you know what it says? The little.
Oh, that's her. Oh, we miss you. Thank you, Mother Brajarani Devi Dasi. So, okay, we are so far, keep going. We did 2nd chapter, and somebody can write it on this 3rd chapter who is covering. Can you do that favor? 3rd, 4th, 5th, from Purnachand Prabhu or Phil, you can just write it. I'm from a village. I like to see it more than just look at it in my eye. I look at too much computer, I just get tired of it.
Chapter 3 was
Thank you.
your friend, Jagannath. Chapter 3 was your friend on Zoom. Malaysia.
If he can join, I'll find out. Vidura Prabhu, is that okay? We are coming back 4 o'clock. I don't know, in Mauritius, maybe too late.
It is 1 p.m. would be here at 1 p.m.
Oh, 1 p.m.
The morning.
So will that be okay, Prabhu?
I will keep alive for you, for the assembly, for the devotees.
Your clothes looks like you are in a winter.
Yes, the temperature here is 17 degrees.
17 degrees. Can you send some weather here? We have too hot here.
Oh, I siphon some coldness there.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
So looking forward to see you at 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably
yes,
your class will be around 5.
Around 5.
Yeah, because
your
that
time.
will be chapter 4, right?
Yes.
So I'll try to see 4 or 3. I'll finish it, and then chapter 4 you will present it.
So five.
Thank
Okay,
you.
fine. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpataru vishya kripa sindhu Patitanam pavane Vaishnave Shila Prabhupada.